Now live from the KAKE studios, this is KAKE News at 10.
We start with continuing coverage. No violation of city rules. That's the ruling from the Wichita Ethics Board against Wichita Mayor Lily Wu. The city's fire union filed a complaint claiming the mayor broke a city ordinance by telling the fire chief in private to cut 42 firefighter positions. KAKE's Jocelyn Schifferdecker is live at City Hall and continues our coverage by taking us through the full report. Jocelyn.
Yeah, Chris. Well, the report says the facts of the investigation are conflicting, and so it says no city ordinances were violated. Live in downtown Wichita, Jocelyn Schifferdecker, KAKE News on your side.
Thank you for the update, Jocelyn. We are in the midst of such ups and downs on temps this early in December. It was so warm in our northwest counties. Here for KAKE Land, as we'll bring in meteorologist Brooklyn Ray with the first look at the forecast.
To talk about, and maybe even a little bit of snow in the forecast that's coming up.
Thank you, Brooklyn. The death of a sailor from Wichita during a training exercise back in April is now ruled a homicide. Stars and Stripes reports that another sailor is facing negligent homicide and other charges in the death of 22-year-old Petty Officer 3rd Class Lyndon Cosgriff Flax of Wichita. He died on April 28th in Yorktown Navy Base in Virginia. Officials initially reported he had fallen overboard, but provided few details in his death. The court date has not been made public for the unnamed sailor charged in Cosgriff Flax's death. A crash in Sumner County killed a truck driver when troopers say the truck went off of US 81 into the river. The Kansas Highway Patrol says the crash happened around 2 p.m. at the bridge carrying US 81 over the river. Crews on scene said the driver was going east, crossed the center line, hit the guardrail, and went over the embankment into the Nenasko River. That driver, 73-year-old Edward Fitzpatrick from Neosho Falls, did go to the hospital where he died. A KAKE on your side warning as Kansas Turnpike leaders want all of us who are driving to watch for black ice as the winter season approaches. If you encounter black ice, the TKA reminds all of us to stay calm, resist the urge to hit the brakes, and keep the steering wheel straight. Also, a good way to identify black ice is to listen for the sound of water coming off the tires. If it starts to get quieter, it could be the start of encountering black ice. Also, as we get closer to true winter, you can track the hourly forecast no matter where you are by downloading the KAKE First Alert weather app. It also has interactive radar, video updates, and push alerts to keep you and your loved ones safe. Another KAKE on your side warning tonight as Wichita police offer up this video about the criminals who approach front doors and porches and steal packages over the holidays. Take a look at this video. This was posted in the Porch Pirates of Sedgwick County Facebook group by Allie Schumacher. You can see one figure quickly parking a truck on the front lawn where someone grabs some of the packages and drives off. Wichita police say if this happens to you, you can send video to the police and their theft reduction team will try to assist. School in Great Bend is back on tomorrow after no class today because of a boil water advisory in the city. The school district had to cancel class after a power outage led to a loss of water pressure in the system. The water is restored in Great Bend. The school district will take precautions, including shutting off drinking fountains, making bottled water available for students and staff tomorrow. The food will be served as usual following health department guidelines. A decision to double the capacity of the Crown Uptown Theater in College Hill will need another encore as the Wichita City Council votes to send the case back to the Planning Commission. KAKE's Nick Nelson shows us why the issue remains controversial as a property owner nearby wants this expansion plan to exit stage left.
Yeah, Chris, many in the College Hill area have raised questions about the expansion that would more than double the capacity of the historic College Hill Theater. Nick Nelson, KAKE News on your side.
Nick, thank you for the update. Not paying your water bill in Wichita on time could cost you more in fees soon. The City Council is looking to increase the late payment fees on water and sewer bills. The Wichita Public Works Director recommends raising the late fee payment from 1.5% up to 5%, but the city rejected the proposal today and will consider the fee adjustment at another meeting. The city also did approve a combined rate increase of more than 6% today, a little bit more than about $3 a month on average to offset the higher costs for meter maintenance, connection, and testing services for the new water treatment plant. The Wichita City Council also gave preliminary approval to changes for the police contract. The new agreement includes pay hikes for 2025 and 2026, an extension of emergency overtime pay, and new maternity and paternity leave benefits. The city will talk about the contract in greater depth at the next meeting. Kansas Senator Roger Marshall said today that he will be a founding member of the Senate caucus called the Department of Government Efficiency. As a note, this is separate from President-elect Donald Trump's newly formed Department of Government Efficiency, led by Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy. However, Marshall says that they will work together closely. The senator also says, in part, this is what he calls, quote, honorable work that will restore power back to the American people. Happening tomorrow morning, Governor Laura Kelly will light the Kansas State House Christmas tree in Topeka. Here's a picture of part of last year's lighting. This year's will take place at 10 a.m. at the State House. Once lit, anyone can visit the tree to see it in the State House Rotunda. Also happening tomorrow, the groundbreaking in Hutchinson for the new YMCA branch, and this will size out at about 75,000 square feet at 20th and Lorraine. And this will be northeast of the current Y location, and all a $30 million project with what you would expect, a new gym, an indoor track, and what is called a Destination Aquatic Center. And the ceremony for the groundbreaking for the new Y in Hutchinson is set for 2 p.m. An update to a story we've been following all throughout the year. Back in October, we reported on a group that provides housing basics and other resources to veterans who battle homelessness as they moved out of Town West Mall in Wichita and into the Delano neighborhood. Today, Passageways shared this update on how the move has gone. The group called November its most successful month ever, having donated household items valued at more than $63,000 just for the month. And since opening in Town West before this, Passageway says it has given away more than $1 million worth of items to homeless veterans. Evergy says the power is also back on at Town West inside of the mall. After an unpaid bill for the ninth time this year, Evergy had to cut the lights at Town West Mall once again. Usually when this happens, the lights are out for about 24 hours, but this time it was much longer. The stores inside the mall were in the dark for 12 days. Evergy restored the power yesterday. The larger stores of the mall do have separate accounts. Those are in good standing, so the power stays on there. But one of the larger stores at Town West is for sale, but it's not known which store it is. Still ahead on KAKE News at 10, a very turbulent stretch in South Korea after the president calls for martial law and then retracts it. Now some political opponents want the president to leave office as the U.S. watches very closely. And after 7 years of college basketball and battling through 2 knee surgeries, Ayoka Lee reaches the pinnacle of the record books for K-State. That's still ahead in sports. But first, taking a live look outside over downtown Wichita. Be ready for lots of layers in the coming days, but also lots of variance on those high temps. Meteorologist Brooklyn Ray will show us what's ahead in just 90 seconds.
Now live from the KAKE Studios, this is KAKE News at 10.
Good evening. We begin tonight with breaking news in the presidential election. The Associated Press is reporting former President Donald Trump has taken Kansas, getting all 6 electoral votes. The rest of the results are coming in across the country. We continue to track the results.
And we haven't seen any major surprises yet from the presidential race with each state, but we also have team coverage tonight as Nick Nelson is at a Republican watch party in Wichita. Jocelyn Schifferdecker is at a Democratic watch party at Wichita State. And Perry Russum is in Washington, D.C. as we're all watching the presidential race minute by minute.
But first, Abby Ray is live for us tonight at the Sedgwick County Courthouse, where votes are still being counted tonight. Abby?
You will see during the course of his rallies, he talks about fictional characters like Hannibal Lecter. People start leaving his rallies early out of exhaustion and boredom. And I will tell you, the one thing you will not hear him talk about is you.
People don't leave my rallies. We have the biggest rallies, the most incredible rallies in the history of politics. That's because people want to take their country back.
This is a live look outside the National Constitution Center in Philadelphia, where the first and possibly the only presidential debate between former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris just wrapped up.
And somewhat unusual, 90 minutes, no crowd for this one. We do have team coverage tonight as KAKE's Nick Nelson is at Wichita State, where students held a watch party.
But first, Perry Russum is in Philadelphia with the very latest. Perry.
We're in what's called the spin room. This is where both campaigns and their surrogates have been talking to reporters after what we saw tonight, the first debate between Harris.
And a marathon city council meeting. The debate, paid parking downtown, and expensive restrooms at city parks. KAKE News at 10 starts right now.
Good evening. That's a major topic for tonight, from paid parking to pricey park bathrooms. Lots for the Wichita City Council to work through tonight.
Yeah, we have live team coverage at the meeting as KAKE's Nick Nelson is tracking the much discussed plan to build those new public restrooms in 2 Wichita parks. But first, let's get to Jocelyn Schifferdecker for the latest on the paid downtown parking proposals. Jocelyn?
Yeah, Deb, Chris, well, it is a hot topic at the Wichita City Council meeting tonight.
And a winter storm is heading toward Kansas, bringing with it rain, ice, and a lot of snow for some parts of the state. KAKE News at 10 starts right now.
Good evening. The first big winter storm of the season is set to hit Kansas this weekend. This is a forecast model that we are watching. It's expected to bring conditions that are treacherous and temperatures that are dangerously cold. KAKE News is on your side with team coverage tonight as Jocelyn Schifferdecker went to Salina, which is expected to be one of the areas hardest hit. But first, let's check in with Jay Pretter, who's here with details on the storm and how it could impact our weekend. Jay.
They're going to remember this weekend coming up. Saturday, everything ramps up, and then Sunday is the biggest impact.
Is KAKE News at 10.
Breaking news at this hour with a shooting in southeast Wichita, which has one person in extremely critical condition. Police tell us this happened just off of East Funson. That's close to Harry and Oliver just before 9:30 tonight. It's also where KAKE's Eli Higgins joins us live. And Eli, take us through what you're seeing right now.
Yeah, Chris, we just got here, literally just pulled up. So we're looking at this at the same time together. So we're at the corner reporting live. Eli Higgins, KAKE News on your side.
Thanks again. That's off of East Funson by Harry and Oliver in southeast Wichita. I'll try to check back in with Eli Higgins later on in this newscast. Back to that breaking news now in southeast Wichita, and we'll check back in with KAKE's Eli Higgins just off of Funston near Harry and Oliver. And Eli, I understand we have some new information on this.
Well, I have to ask you, the whole Chiefs, Royals, the star bond money, what do you think? As you're watching this from afar?
Look, well, we've interacted a little quietly behind the scenes, and I'm cautiously optimistic. We'd love to have him in Kansas. That way we can make both President Trump and Biden right. They both think the Chiefs are in Kansas. I don't want them to be wrong ever again. It would be a great addition. They're both great franchises, and if they end up staying in Missouri, so be it, but we'd love to have him here.
Yeah.
Mahomes keeps it, goes behind the back. Kelsey's got it for the first down. How do you like that?
And the Kansas City Chiefs are back at Arrowhead Stadium to take on the Detroit Lions. The defending Super Bowl champions continue their preseason slate before the NFL season kicks off. And KAKE Sports Director Michaela Day joins us now. Michaela, what can you tell us about the preseason game?
Yeah, well, first off, Leon, it's great to see the Chiefs back in town. They have a big mission this year.
Exactly. Watch the launch. There it is. It was executed beautifully.
Taking a live look at downtown Las Vegas tonight, where the Kansas Jayhawks just wrapped up their game against the Duke Blue Devils at T-Mobile Arena. Michaela Day has highlights coming up in sports.
Magical Wednesday night for the Kansas City Royals and all their fans. They're moving on in the postseason. As you can see, Union Station, even with the blue behind us.
Oh, for sure. And all the fountains in Kansas City are also blue tonight. The Royals beat the Baltimore Orioles in Game 2 of the American League Wild Card Series. KAKE Sports Director Michaela Day is here now to explain more.
That's right, Chris and Deb. The Royals are one step closer to the throne. Look at the celebration after they punched their ticket to the American League Division.
KAKE News at 10 starts right now. Good evening on this 4th of July. We're closing out this holiday with the fireworks filling the sky in downtown Wichita. Here's a live look at what you're seeing right now. And they've been coming in spurts right now. You're seeing them all over the sky just outside of Riverfront Stadium.